I've seen a lot of people discussing the weapon recoil in Modern Warfare 2 and how it appears to be much more severe than in past games. Think back just recently to those Vanguard no recoil guns that we had in Warzone. Very, very easy to use. That's not the case here. Granted, there does appear to be more visual recoil in Modern Warfare 2, and that's something that's quite difficult to get around, but there are several things that we can do to at least reduce the severity of the recoil, or at least the perception of the recoil on your screen. Some of these changes are easy, some are a little bit harder, and a few of them are weapon dependent, so we're going to go into that today and then show you some gameplay with the results of those changes. So if this video goes on to help you, then give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more Modern Warfare 2 content coming soon, plus Warzone 2 content coming in a few weeks' time. Those loadouts are going to be coming thick and fast. Okay, firstly, something that's easy to change and is now applicable to a lot more people than it was before. You need to head into your settings and then graphics and then view at the top. You'll have seen this before if you're a PC player in Modern Warfare 2019, but console players, this will be new to you. Field of view. You can now go beyond the default value of 80 all the way to 120 now. This is the setting that I use. And what this is going to do is allow more to be shown on your screen at any one time. It kind of like zooms out the background so you can see more of what's going on. And that gives you less perceived recoil on your screen. Because you're seeing more, any movement that you see is going to be less drastic. Then the ADS field of view setting, you want to set this to affected. This is going to try and keep your optic or iron sight zoom as close to your field of view number as possible when you're using low zoom optics, so like holographics or red dot sights, and of course iron sights as well. Above 3.25x zoom on an optic, this option won't come into effect, but for people right now who are getting into gunfights in 6v6 modes or close quarters in ground war invasion, you're probably going to be using a holographic sight or a red dot, so this setting being set to affected is going to make it look like there's less recoil on your screen by keeping your field of view scaled to the number that you just set to the top. Then you want to make sure your weapon field of view is set to wide. This is once again going to reduce the movement of the weapon on the screen when you're shooting because the scale of it has been widened. So when your weapon is recoiling about, that movement won't look so drastic. And then lastly, you want to make sure your first-person camera movement is set to 50% or the least option. This again reduces movement on your screen. This time the amount of camera shake that the game outputs will be halved from its default setting. That's super helpful because let's say someone throws a grenade and it explodes right next to you. Instead of the camera shake being at 100%, it's going to be half as much as what it was before. So you should be able to keep your target in sight rather than the game giving you motion sickness and throwing your aim all over the screen. So once you've made those changes, it then comes down to your weapon selection and attachment selection with an added extra here, and that's the really important part. You all, of course, know how the gunsmith system works in Call of Duty. Different attachments that you add to your gun are going to change the statistics of that gun. So as an example, I've got the M4A1 here. I've already unlocked all the attachments linked to it specifically in the unlock tree, and that then gives me the option to open up attachment tuning, which is where the real fun begins. This is a new layer on top of your attachment picks that allows you, using sliders, to alter the behavior of individual attachments. So you're going to be trading off some statistics for others so that you can alter a weapon and make it cater to what you want it to be. So the M4A1 here, the starter weapon, I've attached the 14-inch carbine shroud barrel, the Echo Line suppressor, the pineapple underbarrel, the Lone Wolf optic, and the Sakin rear grip. Now the barrel is the one for the M4 with the most recoil control benefits already, so that's pretty decent. The suppressor smooths out the recoil, the pineapple grip helps with recoil control as well, and the rear grip helps with recoil control. But now we can go in and tune these attachments further. So start off with the barrel, you want to push the vertical slider all the way to recoil steadiness, and then along the bottom you can give yourself more damage range or better ADS speed, whichever you really prefer. For the pineapple underbarrel, you want to push the vertical slider all the way to hip recoil control, and the horizontal all the way to aim down sight speed, so you get some of that back. The suppressor, you want the vertical slider all the way to recoil smoothness, and the horizontal slider about 3/4 of the way to aiming idle stability, so you don't lose too much bullet velocity. And then lastly, the Sakin grip, vertical all the way to recoil steadiness, and the horizontal, you can swing that about halfway towards aiming idle stability. These tunings give our already recoil-reducing barrel, underbarrel, and suppressor even more reductions at the expense of mobility when you're using the gun and a little bit of firepower. But you can see the graph in the middle there is still fairly balanced for most of the things, apart from the fact that we've massively improved the recoil control for this gun by making those changes. So this tuning is available on all weapons that you've completed the unlock tree for, and no doubt there's a better weapon out there than the M4A1 for recoil control, but this was just an example so you can see what you can do to help aim better in Modern Warfare 2, and of course reduce some of those camera movements and shake and general movement on the screen so that your recoil doesn't look as severe as it does by default. So the rest of this video is just me using this M4A1 loadout on the Invasion game mode, which incidentally is one of the best ways to rank up your guns right now. Make sure you drop a like on this video if it helped you, and subscribe for more videos coming soon. Catch you then.
This should actually be a really good map to showcase this on. Really good. Closer range. 3 points. That will do. There you go. Lots of people down dead already. Yeah, that recoil feels much nicer. Ooh, there's a sniper somewhere. There he is. Yeah, the range is still a little bit of an issue, but then again, I'm not using the super long barrel, so not expecting it to be the best. It's more about recoil control, this build. I think the thing I like most about these changes, though, is that they're available to everyone. Like, you can make those changes to your FOV in the settings. Everyone can use those. The weapon tuning is available to everybody. So it's not restrictive like it used to be, where like PC got like an aim advantage, or they could have a higher FOV so it looked like they had less recoil and stuff like that. You don't have that problem anymore because everyone has these settings available to use. Let's see if I can flash this guy in the corner. I can flash him on the corner, but I'll get shot from another angle. Oh, he tucked himself around that corner. Got an assist, though. There are a lot of people. Oh, my God. Compared to, like, the base M4, which is not easy to control because you don't have the attachments, and obviously this barrel is helping, but the tuning just goes that step further. I mean, do you want to put all of the AI in one spot? Is that what you wanted? You want them all in one spot? There's actually a real player there. Just don't have the... I really need to make a change. I should probably take one of the attachments off. One of the recoil reducing attachments. And then put on a 45 round mag. Because I think the 45 round mag will give me the ability to properly one, maybe two players per magazine. Whereas right now, the 30 round is quite limiting. The only slight caveat to all of this is that if you want to run an optic that's a higher zoom, so more than 3.25x, then you are going to have some more issues. Because the FOV scaling, like keeping it all like affected and stuff like that, doesn't quite apply the same way, just because of the nature of it has to zoom in your screen because it's a zoom optic. So you are going to see more perceived recoil in those moments. But by and large, this is a really good solution with those FOV changes and the weapon profile on the screen changes, so that way you're getting a perceived lower recoil than you would have before. What was that melee? Watch this. Oh my goodness me. What a legend. Absolute Rambo melee'd me. But yeah, just be aware, with anything above 3.25x on the optic, you're not going to see the same sort of perceived recoil reductions as I'm getting right here. If that goes over. God, he just got destroyed. There we go. Got the kill with the nade. Nice. There we go. A little bit of rooftop tactical holding. Never done anybody any harm, did it? Yeah, it didn't do anyone any harm. Hello. Just doesn't have the damage range, this build. You can see it takes quite a few bullets at range to get those kills. I'm willing to take that trade-off because of the amount of recoil reduction this does. I mean, the changes are quite drastic, if I'm honest. Maybe it shouldn't be able to do so much reduction. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. You want to learn how to get better with your aim and
you know, get less recoil, there it is. And you can do it not just for recoil. You could like go for a full ADS build or a full movement speed build with those sliders. It can be really, really helpful. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.